police walked through his front door, his computer was already open, already logged in. He didn't even have time to close the tab. Matthew Slate wasn't just a dark web user. He was running the whole machine, as global moderator of one of the most depraved communities the internet has ever produced. And the NCA took him down in less than 24 hours. This is the Matthew Slate case. Wood Green, North London. Not the kind of place you'd associate with a major criminal operation. Matthew Slate lived here, a 36-year-old man in a flat near Alexandra Park. Birds outside, families nearby. Nothing suspicious about him at all. But behind that locked front door, behind that glowing screen, he was building an empire. The dark web can't be accessed through Google. You need the Tor browser, software that bounces your connection through multiple encrypted servers, anonymous, hidden, and in its darkest corners, invisible to law enforcement. Or so predators believe. This is where Matthew Slate built his kingdom. Slate didn't run one site, he ran several simultaneously. First, Olympus, a pro-pedophile forum. From April 2024 to February 2025, Slate operated under the username Loud Echoes as Global Moderator, enforcing rules, keeping the community organized, keeping the material flowing. Second, Neverland. His title there was Re-Up Doctor. When file links die, the material disappears. A re-up doctor re-uploads them, keeps the abuse spreading. Every time a link goes dead, a child has a momentary reprieve. Slate ended that reprieve, deliberately, repeatedly. He also financed and co-created a brand new image hosting tool, built specifically to make uploading abuse material faster and easier for other users. He didn't just use the infrastructure, he built it. In total, Slate held prominent positions across 6 different sites, 6 platforms, each one a community of predators he helped sustain. And when investigators finally got inside his devices, the numbers were almost impossible to process. Across just 3 devices, forensics uncovered nearly 87,000 indecent images of children. Of those 87,000, more than 15,200 were classified as Category A. In UK law, Category A is the worst possible classification, the most severe, most violent forms of sexual assault against children. On one man's hard drive, a few feet from his bed. And Slate wasn't just collecting. He pleaded guilty to distributing more than 2,000 indecent images, some of them Category A. He didn't hoard, he spread. But when he stood before the court, Slate had a story, and it was one of the most desperate defenses you'll ever hear. Facing the evidence at Wood Green Crown Court, Slate claimed he was blackmailed, that someone forced him to build that image hosting tool, that, quote, he never intentionally facilitated the sexual abuse of children. When prosecutors asked for proof, emails, messages, any threat at all, he provided nothing, not one piece of corroborating evidence. The court saw it for what it was, a desperate attempt by a predator to dodge responsibility. The defense was dead on arrival. But it raised the question everyone was already asking. How did they find him in the first place? In March 2025, the NCA received intelligence that Slate possessed indecent images. One tip, one lead. Within 24 hours, they had his location and executed a warrant. When they entered his flat, his computer was already on. Already logged into an active forum where abuse was being discussed in real time. Another tab was open to an upload site for abuse material. It was like walking into a bank and finding the vault door already open. On February 19, 2026, at Wood Green Crown Court, Matthew Slate pleaded guilty to 11 criminal charges, including 5 counts of distributing indecent images, 3 counts of making them, and possession of prohibited images. On May 8, 2026, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. And for 10 years after his release, a sexual harm prevention order will restrict his internet access and ban all contact with children. 6 years. 87,000 images. Draw your own conclusions. Why does a man living a seemingly normal life do this? The NCA's senior investigating officer put it plainly. Slate didn't just benefit through his own gratification. He earned status, recognition. He wanted to be somebody, even if that meant being somebody inside a sewer. That pursuit of digital status transformed him from a passive viewer into an active architect of abuse. What's the takeaway? First, the dark web is not invisible. The NCA can track you, find you, and arrest you, sometimes within 24 hours of a single lead. Second, there's a pipeline. Viewers become collectors. Collectors become distributors. Distributors become architects. Slate didn't start at the top. He escalated there. And finally, behind every file, every Category A image, every statistic, there is a real child. Every time that image is uploaded or shared, that child is harmed again. The NCA is watching. Slate had 87,000 files and 6 platforms, but none of it existed in isolation. These sites don't build themselves, which raises the question of who else was running them. Because the NCA didn't just catch one man, they caught a thread. Subscribe and stay close. The next one is bigger.